people, it's me, Davy Baby, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome back. If this is not your first time, please take 2 seconds to go ahead and click the subscribe and notification buttons down below so you don't miss out on any new videos. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I've been trying to get like a routine when it comes to my food and my eating and eating better, and it's just not working. I'm not gonna lie, it's not working. I keep going into it and then falling out of it and going into it and falling out of it. But I do try to be more conscious of what I eat and more mindful of what I cook. And so I try not to eat out as much. It's getting to the point where I feel like eating out and eating in are basically the same price, but you know, it still matters what I'm actually eating. I really struggle with cooking and making sure the food that I actually purchase and go grocery shopping for actually does make it to the stove, because it ends up just spoiling in my fridge because I just hate cooking. I just don't like cooking. It always seems like so effortful. Like I'm just like, I don't want to do that. But some of my friends have been trying Hellofresh and they've been raving about it. So I'm like, okay, let me see what Hellofresh is about. Like I actually want to give it a try. And they sent me over a box. Like my friends had a free box, so I'm trying this actually for the first time. And I'm kind of like psyched to see how this is, because I've never tried Hellofresh. I had an idea what Hellofresh was about, but I never actually tried it. Because I had a free box, I got like a week's worth of like meals, you can say, like 1 meal each day, like 2 servings. So I'm super excited. I'm not gonna make everything today, obviously, because Lord knows I don't have time for that. I don't have the patience for that. But I am kind of hungry, so I'm like, why not show you guys me making the meal, me giving Hellofresh a try for the first time, see what it's about. So like I said, I ended up getting a free box, but the only thing you do end up paying for was shipping, which I believe for me was about like $9.99, $10. So that was basically nothing for a week's worth of food. I spend way more on that on just 1 meal. So I'm super excited. It comes with a variety of meals. I already took everything out of the box and put them in my fridge and freezer because I don't want anything going bad. I actually want to try everything that was on here other than 1 meal because it's pork chops and I don't eat pork. I should have looked that over. I don't eat pork. The thing about Hellofresh is that it allows you to like choose the type of, I don't want to say meal plan, but like the type of foods that you want to eat. Like if you're more catered to keto, if you're pescatarian, if you're vegetarian. I believe I went with the pescatarian, I can't remember the other term that they use. I think it was a pescatarian, vegetarian meal plan. I can't remember because I was trying to avoid large amounts of meat, red meat. Which brings me to the first meal that I'm actually going to be trying making with them. It's the chicken sausage and spinach ricotta ravioli. I like chicken, I like spinach, and I like ravioli. So I feel like this is going to be a good meal. So it's for 2 persons. The ingredients is for 2 persons. It tells me all the ingredients that are going to be in my meal and what I need to do to prepare them, I guess. This is the steps on this side, and here's what the meal is supposed to look like. I promise y'all, I don't think I can make it look as cute as this picture, but we're going to try. And you guys are going to come with me along the ride to see if this actually turns out the way it's supposed to. So I already have the ravioli defrosted. I have my chicken sausage defrosted, and I have all of the fresh produce in here. So I don't know, let's just see how this works out. Y'all, this ends up being a mess. I thought it was gonna be a mess because like everything is already given to me. Like I don't know how I can mess this up. But let's see.
Okay guys, so we're first gonna start with the little pamphlet that comes with each meal. As you can see on the pamphlet, it tells you all the ingredients, what you should have that's not in the box, how much time you should put for everything. When you read the steps, it's step by step, it's super easy. I just went through to see, hey, what's it gonna look like, you know? It has this little section that says head start, so I know that I'm gonna be boiling my water before I even start cutting things up, so it can get heated up before everything has to go inside of it. So I'm gonna start the meal by first cutting up my scallions or my onions or whatever you guys want to call it. I take off the ends first because I'm like, we're not gonna use that, so I just go ahead and cut off the ends first. And on the recipe, it tells you to separate the whites from the greens. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up and just separate the two. I'm not gonna lie, I started to tear up just a little bit when I first cut the white part. Y'all already know how I feel about onions. Like, onions is the staple for every meal, so I know this is about to go hard. Next, it also said to dice up the tomato. This is where I was really struggling because I just don't know how to dice a tomato. I cut it and then it just like all the juices just fall out and I'm like, oh Lord, no. I don't know where I went wrong. I don't know if there's a specific way you're supposed to cut a tomato, and well, there probably is. I just know I did it wrong. I just don't know how to properly do it right. But the tomato was cut. We did what we needed to do. After I cut the tomato, I made my way to the lemon, and it says to quarter the lemon. That's just the nice way of saying cut the lemon in fours. So that's what I did. That was pretty easy. You know, it wasn't an epic fail like the tomato. I don't know how I could have possibly messed this up. So I did it. Next, it told me to make sure I had like a large drizzle of oil. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I think I might have put too much oil because I don't know what a large drizzle is. But as you can see, it's already bubbling, it's already getting hot, getting ready. And then we're gonna go ahead and soon put our meat and seasonings inside. Let's just look at it. I chose to use olive oil because that's what I usually cook with. It didn't say any specific oil, so I guess you're free range with that. Next, I just went ahead and put the chicken sausage into the pan. They said on the recipe to once you put it in along with the seasoning, and I think it was the chicken stock, go ahead and cut up the meat. Like, not cut it, but like, you know, break it up into pieces like you would do with like ground beef. So it's not all one lump of meat and it's gonna spread through the ravioli later. Oh, I also included the white part of the scallion to give flavor. You know how onions and scallions just give flavor. Next, I went ahead and added the Italian seasoning. Y'all, I didn't know there would be that much seasoning inside that little packet, okay? I was shocked. So I know that people over at Hellofresh are not playing. They said this food is not going to be bland. You're not going to say we made it taste like water. So they put hella seasoning in that little packet. I was like, oh. And I was smelling, it was going all in my nose. I was like, oh my God, the flavors. I smell all the flavors. As you can see, I'm struggling to cut up the meat. One thing about me, y'all, I'm not in the kitchen because I don't like getting burned. I do not want to get burned by this oil. I don't want to get hurt. You can see me like trying to be very cautious. I'm very scared, but it's okay. The meat eventually did get cut up and did its thing. After breaking up the meat into little bitty pieces, I went ahead and added the tomatoes. You see that red, that pop of color? And I guess that's just for like add extra flavor, maybe some color to the meal, give it more of an Italian taste. Go ahead and mix that up with the I was gonna say ground beef. I keep saying ground beef. With the chicken sausage, the seasonings, and the oils. Just spread it around. And I believe this is where I ended up turning down the heat or turning it off completely. If you read the instructions like through the recipe, it tells you that the meat will later be cooked in the next following steps. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really scared. Like, I thought they were trying to kill me. They were trying to give me salmonella or anything. Because I'm like, I know this meat not cooked yet. How y'all gonna tell me to turn off the heat, but the meat isn't cooked? But then it has that little thing that says, oh, you'll finish cooking it later. It's like, oh, okay, I'm glad y'all know. I'm glad y'all know. So now we're gonna make our way back to the boiling water. And oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys. Please make sure you put salt. Please make sure you put salt. Please make sure you put salt for the ravioli. So I put salt in the water and I am now adding the ravioli to boil. And the recipe called for me to boil them until they all reach the top, which was really weird to me because I'm like, they're low-key already at the top. But I just let them boil for about 10 minutes. That is not the instructions, but that is what I did. That doesn't mean that's what you have to do, but that's what I did. And at first I was like, I don't think this is going to be enough for 2 people, but eventually when I did finish the meal, I had enough for another person, maybe another person and a half, you know. This was a very filling meal. Later, the recipe also tells you to save about 1/4 cup of pasta water. So you might see me struggling a little bit to get that water, but I did. I got it. I got my little 1/4 of pasta water. Now let's make our way back to the meat. So I just let it cook, spread it around so there wouldn't be any burnt pieces. I'm just squeezing 1/4 of the lemon into the meat just to give it a bit of flavor, you know, just extra acidity, you know, just for the meat. And then I go ahead and add the chicken stock, I believe. Yeah, I think that was the chicken stock. And then you add that 1/4 cup of pasta water. It told me to put it on low heat. I put it on like medium low heat because it's like, y'all, I felt like the meat was still not looking brown enough to me. And one thing about me, I'm not gonna get sick over no meat. So the recipe called for me to put butter as well as the sour cream that came with it. please be mindful before you make the recipes. Check on the recipe if it says there's something you might have to bust out. It has a little section that says bust out. It said I needed butter, and I was like going through the bag looking for the butter I thought they would supply, but they didn't. So I ended up having to use the butter I have, which is fine, which is completely fine. I just didn't know that the recipe would call for things that they didn't provide. It also says to add seasonings as you please. I believe it said salt and pepper. I don't know if it said salt and pepper, but I just chose salt and pepper. So I added my sea salt, added my pepper, and got it popping. While I was letting it cook a little longer, I went ahead and drained the ravioli so we can now put it with the meat sauce. So go ahead and put the ravioli in the meat sauce, get her done, get her nice and cooked. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there might have been a little bit too much oil, but that's okay. There's room for mistakes. Nobody's gonna die, at least not today, off from a little bit of oil. So here's my little plate, and I just wanted to make a cute little demonstration of how I plated. So here I am just making my plate, showing you guys what it's looking like. Look at that, look at that. Ooh, call me Chef Davy. Ooh. Like I said, I told you guys I was gonna try to plate it like the picture. It did not come out like the picture, but it was still cute. I went ahead and garnished it with the scallions and the lemon like they said to do. It was an effort, you know. And here's what we're looking like. Ain't she cute? Yeah, get into it. So I finished making the ravioli. You guys already saw what she said. Looking like this. Ooh. And I'm not sure how it's actually gonna taste. I used a lot more oil than I'm used to. I don't know what they meant by a large drizzle. I hope I didn't use too much. I felt like I used too much, but I'm excited to try this. I have my nice little garnish with the scallions, the onions, and this little wedge of lemon. I'm not sure what's the purpose. It's just super cute. So let's go ahead and give this a try. It's good. It's really good. It's really good. And it's the fact that this is chicken sausage. I've never had... You can stop talking with my mouth. I'm sorry. Like I was saying, this is good. This is really good. This is better than I thought it would be. It's not the taste I thought I would get, but it's really good. Like, it's giving Olive Garden. I mean, I'll say Olive Garden. I don't even like Olive Garden like that. It's giving Italian food. I'll say that. It's really good. I was saying earlier that I've had chicken sausage like patties, but I've never had like individual pieces of chicken sausage, like ground beef type of thing. This is really good. One thing I wanted to mention that I didn't know that the recipes do. So it's the fact that there's also, it tells you what you're gonna need on the side, and it said butter. I'm like, I didn't see butter come in the packaging. It's like, oh, I gotta have my own butter, which I do. Oh, don't fall in there. Which I do, but I didn't know what to expect. But I think it would have probably tasted different had I not had it. But this is really good. I think this was super easy. How long did it take me? It definitely took me less than an hour to make this meal, and I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm trying to get it one and done, so I'm happy about that. Does it tell you how long it takes to make it? It doesn't. Well, I feel like maybe that's something they could add, telling you how long it takes to make the meal. But this is really quick. It was super easy. Like, I like even the fact that it tells you, like, I got kind of scared in step 2. What is step 2? Yeah, step 2, it told me to turn off the heat on the meat, and I'm like, I don't think the meat is cooked based on the time y'all told me. But then it has like a little thing saying the sausage will finish cooking in step 4. It's like, oh, okay, I'm glad we understand, because I was not about to get salmonella or whatever from not cooking my meat. So I'm glad it tells you that, because I was getting a little scared. So eventually the meat did get cooked. I would say this meal is like a 4 out of 5. This is really good, which makes me kind of excited for the other meals that I want to try. I might be putting those on my Instagram if you guys care to see them. Let me know. Just comment down below if you want to see more cooking videos. I felt like this was a success. The only thing I'm kind of sad about, this is not healthy. This can't be healthy. It's too good to be healthy. And all that oil I use, I'm like, this can't be healthy. But it saved time and money when it comes to making my meal. So I'm happy. Alright guys, I appreciate you staying through the whole video and watching me cook and try HelloFresh for the first time.
possibly not the last time. This was actually really good. I see what my friends were talking about. I get the hype. Like, takes a lot of the stress off. If you guys care to see more videos of me cooking or trying new things, so let me know down below so I can do that for you. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!